In this episode, I mix it up with our visual director, Christopher, aka Kreezyvisions. In my eyes, the pioneer of our Oz music scene. 9 YouTube plaques, couple milli views, and a sweet jump shot to go with it. Welcome to this episode, Kreezyvisions.
All right, welcome to the show, Kreezyvisions. Welcome to the show, brother.
Thanks, bro. Appreciate it, bro.
Thanks for your time, man. I think this is our third or fourth go. We've had a few few dummy test runs, but we're back in it. Look, I guess for the people who don't know, you're the pioneer of what I think was the early rap days of the, kicking it off with all the, I guess, being the guy that started the way music videos were shot here. And how did it all kind of, in your early days, was there something that you were you into visual art, street art? What kind of got your creative juices going, bro?
I think it all kind of happened back in high school. Growing up in Western Sydney, everybody's doing like some sort of creative shit, For me, it was obviously graffiti. Graffiti was massive back in the 90s, I guess. Obviously skating and like just riding our bikes, doing dumb shit. And for me, my dad always used to have a camera around. So for me, I was always just like so attached to it. I always wanted to just pick it up and just start shooting something and stuff like that. So I think all my creative juices kind of all happened in high school. I was always into art, always into photography, always top of my class.
Top of your class, even?
Yeah, bro.
What, is that mathematically or?
Nah, bro. I dropped maths in like year 10.
Yeah.
Full dumb kind of. But yeah, visually, and like obviously music as well was a big passion of mine too. So, photography, like I always liked, film photography was a big thing back then, because obviously in high school you don't really learn like digital photography. You always learn like all the old school shit. So like you're always in a dark room and you're always trying to like play with all these chemicals and stuff like that. So that was something that I was very interested in, and it just kept my creative juices flowing. So when it comes to like shooting video, it was started off kind of just with skate videos. I used to go to the
Were you a skater?
I was, but I wasn't the best, bro. Like my brother and that, but they were all like the guns, But I used to that's why I was the camera guy.
Yeah.
I didn't know, all I knew how to do was an ollie.
You had to play your part, bro.
Yeah, but like didn't even know how to do a kickflip or anything like that. But going back to picking up my camera, my first video camera was my dad's VHS, and I went to like the metalworks room and tried to make some random ass L handle and just like attach it to the camera, and then just
making your own gimbal and shit.
Yeah, just trying to. There's no gimbals back then, so I just had to be creative with it and just kind of make something out of it. Just started doing a lot of skate videos. Obviously, when we used to paint and stuff, I used to shoot the boys painting and stuff. So yeah, man, always been creative, and it's always just been in my blood, bro. Yeah.
So touching on what you said about dad always having a camera, was he a photographer, bro?
Nah, it wasn't, bro.
Just always had the camera out?
Yeah, you know how like families they always just have some sort of like...
You know when you see in those docos, bro, and they got all those home videos?
Yeah.
Like, and they look mad, like sometimes I wish I had that kind of those videos on hand with me too. But
yeah.
I remember you actually saying something about, was it your grandfather or something being a director or
yeah, bro,
something crazy, man? It spins me out, that stuff.
Yeah, so crazy stories. I found out when I first started Kreezyvisions, my mom was always telling me like, did you know your grandfather was a film director in the Philippines? And kind of like,
mad.
Yeah, it flipped me out because I was just like, shit, like maybe it's just in my blood all along. And yeah, like I haven't seen any of his films or anything like that. I would love to, but yeah, bro, like my grandpa was a film director in the Philippines, and yeah, sometimes I feel his energy, bro, every time I'm shooting. So yeah, bro, super blessed.
I reckon that's mad too, because they say, I forgot, is it one of J. Cole, someone's lyrics that says read the book that your father read and shit. I think it's just to tap into that mindset that they had, or be mad to watch some of his videos, I guess.
No, for sure, bro. But yeah, bro, I find it crazy, bro. Like, yeah, every time my parents bring it up and I always see a photo of him, it's just like, I always just want to like thank him, and I just want to speak to him one time and just kind of see where his head was at back then. But
I got this weird thing, right, with I know you guys, obviously as a creative, putting things out there on YouTube, Instagram, and I guess, to tap into, I just always thought it'd be cool, like one day, right, 3-4 generations from now, you know, looking back, you might be long gone, like you said, your grandfather was, and you might just see, you know, 3-4 generations down the track that they see what you did, all your BTS videos on YouTube, like they just hop on and be like, wow, that's my grandfather or great grandfather.
Yeah. Now for me, like that's why I want to like start pushing a lot of like behind the scenes content. I think that's a very strong element to have these days, because I think people are very attached to behind the scenes stuff. Like they're like, the final product's cool, but when people start seeing like what actually went behind the scenes, like it's not just you.
Yeah.
Sometimes it's like, you know, big camera crews, like you got like, you know, big lighting, you've got like directors, you've got producers, stuff like that. So I think it's cool to kind of just leave a legacy, and hopefully like, my kids and my great grandkids can be like, you know,
be mad for them to see your work.
that shit, you know what I mean? So, yeah.
You know, coming out of, you said high school, that's where you got your creative juices flowing. And when, like, did you get straight into it after school, or did you work, or?
Yeah, so after high school, like, bro, I was a fucking deadbeat. Like, I did nothing.
Weren't we all, bro?
I did nothing for a year. I was just playing PlayStation and shit, bro. Like, and mum come into my room one time. She goes, "What the fuck are you doing with your life?" I'm like, "Oh, I don't know, just chilling." She's like, "You need to get a fucking job." So mum actually pushed me to get a job with my dad, and I actually became a factory worker. Just simple stuff, you know, pressing buttons, metalworks, you know, folding paper, bolts, stuff like that. I think I say like the 3rd or 4th year, I was obviously getting over it, but I tapped into like the vape market.
Yeah.
And I used to see it all over Instagram. Instagram was still new back then, and I was like, fuck, I need to do that shit. And I wanted to quit smoking, so I was like, fuck, I want to pick up my first vape. I tapped into it in high school for a bit, but then I didn't see the whole vape tricks like evolution growing, and I was like,
this is well before these ice berries and, you know, the ones
bro, you were having those fucking banana ice and fucking apple fucking ice, stuff like that. These were like those big fuck off mods, bro, where you can like
adjust. Is it those ones you refuel in that? Like,
yeah, bro, like you full refill them, you fucking change the temperature. Some are just like $10,000, $5,000. Yeah, it's a crazy market, bro. It's like the Louis Vuitton of vapes, bro. It's fucking crazy. But yeah, so I actually tapped into that market, and I was very intrigued and very interested in seeing all these vape tricks. I wanted to learn it. And throughout working at the factory, me and my brother started creating videos on our iPhones. And I think that's why I kind of tapped into like editing, just like, you know, apps, like, you know, like today you got like CapCut and like iMovie and stuff like that. So we started doing like all these vape videos, and back then having like 3,000 or 5,000 followers was like a big thing, you know what I mean? So at the time I only had like 200 followers, 300 followers. So that was like my fucking main goal, to get like 5,000 followers. So I was chasing that. And I think on the 6th or 7th year, a guy reached out to me. His name's JJ, one of my good homies.
Shout out JJ, bro.
Yeah, shout out my boy JJ. He was one of my ex-business partners back then. And hit me up and he goes, "Hey, bro, like come down to my shop, and we'll like figure out like a sponsorship, and you can just be like the face of our brand, stuff like that." And I was like, "Yeah, fucking no, why not, bro?" You know. And I think, you know, going throughout that journey with JJ, he kind of showed me the ropes of becoming some sort of entrepreneur.
So sorry, this is the guy that owns the vape store, yeah?
Yeah.
Oh, sweet, yeah.
And yeah, he showed me the ropes of becoming more of an entrepreneur, and it's kind of seeing the bigger picture in life, you know what I mean? So after hanging out with him a lot, I was like, it came to like my 7th or 8th year at the factory, and I was like, fuck this, bro, I want to resign. Because you get to that point, like, you know, you're young, looking around, there's like a bunch of 50-year-old people, and you're just like, what the fuck am I doing here, man? Like, this is not where I want to be for the rest of my life. So throughout the time with JJ, he was like, bro, I want to build you a business plan. Give me like 6 months to a year, and eventually I want to get you out of your job. So that 6 months actually came up, and he's like, bro, it's time. And I was like, fuck, I'm G. The next day I just wrote my fucking resignation, and I was like, here's my papers, I'm done. They actually let me go, and like that day I gave my papers. Usually it takes like 2 weeks, right? Yeah. But on that same day,
they just let you out the door, bro.
Yeah, they was like, go chase your dreams, mate. And I was like, yeah, fucking no, I'm gonna do it. So after giving in my resignation and resigning, 2 days straight after working from the factory, I went straight working the vape shop. But it came to that point where, you know, you make like $1,000 a week working in the factory, and you come to realizations like, fuck, that job was actually better, making money, because I was only making $150 a week.
there's that balance you kind of have to find between, you know, you're actually working and fulfilling something, and then like it's probably not paying as good.
Yeah.
But then there's also just working that basically paying for your for your time at a better rate.
Yeah. So I think once I had that realization that like fuck, I'm not making enough money, it still kind of put me in a motivational space where it's like fuck, like I'm doing this for myself now. You know, I'm not just working for some other guy and making him rich. Like I want to make myself rich and be proud of what I want to do in life. So
fend for yourself, kind of
exactly.
thing.
So yeah, when I was making $150 a week, I was telling Jay like, bro, I need to fucking find something, bro. Like I need a pay rise, or I need, you know, something else that's gonna, you know, feed my plate, feed my family, stuff like that. So eventually he's like, bro, why don't you just shoot videos like just for random brands? Because at the time I was actually already shooting content, because you know how he told me to become like the face of like their Instagram and stuff like that. I was already creating content for other brands prior to that too. So I was working for like big American brands and doing their content and like kind of promoting their stuff. And I didn't realize I was actually tapping into like social media, like social media content creation. And he goes, yeah, just do that same thing, but for different brands. So I actually landed my fucking first big job.
Because this was well before this was even a thing, before social content, before any of that, eh?
There wasn't even a word content creator.
Yeah.
It was just kind of like, you make videos, cool. Like, because Instagram was like a photo app, but then they actually opened up like a video side of things, and it actually opened up so many doors. So when I landed my first big job, JJ goes, hey man, like I got a business partner that works in like the building companies, and Birkenhead Point is actually doing like a new precinct.
So this is your first like invoice job?
Yeah, like my first big invoice job. And he goes, and I go, oh yeah, I'll do it, but how much do I fucking charge him, bro? And he's like, what do you want? How much do you want? And I was like, bro, I have no clue. I didn't even know how to fucking write an email back then, you know what I mean? He goes, don't worry, I'll help you write out an email. And he goes, fuck it, bro, let's just charge him $8.5K. And I was like, nah, they're not gonna buy to that. There's no way they're gonna buy to that. Fucking the next day, after we send that email, they send an email back saying, yeah, come through, let's have a meeting. So I was fucking G'd, bro. I was like, fuck, let's go, bro. So we go to this meeting. Bear in mind, bro, this is Birkenhead Point, bro. This is a big company, you know?
Yeah.
I rock up in like something like this, bro. Like, I don't even come in like a nice like t-shirt or anything like that. They give us like these helmets to go in. We walk around the precinct. They're like, oh, this is going to be like the new Oraton. This is going to be the new, you know, like luxury area, this, that. And we're like, we just want you to shoot those each store and just do like a kind of like a walkthrough video. I was like, yeah, done, easy, no worries. And they're like, all right, good, we'll take you onto the job. And I was fucking wrapped, bro. You know what I mean? I was like, fuck, if I can make $8.5K, like just by just doing videos, I'm like, fuck, I'm onto something here. So they actually paid the invoice the next day after that meeting, and actually, I didn't even have any proper gear. All I had was a camera and a camera strap. So
they paid. You've got them good. They paid $8.5 for just you and your camera strap.
Bro, yeah. So like after they paid me that invoice, I was like, fuck, I'm just gonna upgrade my gear, invest in myself. So I bought my first gimbal. And yeah, man, I fucking smashed the job. You know, I was like wrapped that I made $8.5K, and I think eventually after that, bro, like more jobs started coming in, and yeah, man, I just started seeing the bigger picture of being a content creator. Yeah.
So obviously going a fair back to, you know, leaving your job in the first place, is this like, obviously you left, I wouldn't say without the plan because you had the vape store, but it was kind of just diving into the unknown. Would you know, someone or a kid that is in the warehouse right now, because a lot of us get stuck in that safety of just wanting to stay in that role because, like we said, the money's good, and but like there's always that urge to just get out and do something. Is there something you could give, you know, a few words of advice for someone that is kind of in that middle of like, I want to stay for safety, but I also want to venture out and start?
Oh, for sure. I think for me, my safe zone at the time was still working at the factory, but still kind of building that mindset and that business plan while still making money. And I think having that safe zone is cool, but then there's going to be a time when you're at that workplace and being like, fuck this, I'm just going to fucking take the leap of faith, take that risk and just do it. You know what I mean? So for me, like, if I didn't take that risk, I wouldn't even be here today. So for me, I go by that motto now. Like, take that risk, be a risk taker,
You got that tattooed, don't you?
Yeah, I got it tattooed back of my neck and it's behind my chain. But yeah, take that risk, be a risk taker, and just go for it. Because like I always tell other people, it's like, bro, you live in Australia, you live in Sydney, like it's easy to get a job now these days. You can go to fucking Woolies, you can go to Macca's, and just fucking they'll fucking hire you straight away. So, you know, like don't be scared to just do what you want to do what you love. But like, and yeah, it's cool to have a safe zone, but sometimes taking that risk and taking that leap of faith will take you to where you want to be.
It's almost like the universe rewards you for stepping out of into the unknown kind of thing.
And I think for me, it's obviously a lot of hard work. You know, being very consistent. Obviously, yeah, it's very cliche, but fucking hustling your way through it all the way through. Yeah, you're gonna have your ups and downs and stuff like that, but eventually it'll pay out, bro. You'll pave the way, and you know everybody loves that journey.
Which I think you have, and like I'll give you your flowers, bro. In the time where first of all the position of creative, like a creative in anything was, you know, no brands had them, but now it's a thing. But in the time that you just jumped down into nothing, you know, which was a bit, you know, a big step out and forward.
No, for sure.
Obviously coming into Kreezyvisions, where did the name come from, bro?
Oh, Kreezy actually came from one of my good mates, Feezy. He's a tattoo artist.
Feezy, yeah. Shout out Feezy, bro.
Shout out to Feezy. We used to paint back in the days, you know. He's the one that kind of taught me the ropes of painting and getting into the graffiti art.
What'd you write?
Topper.
So
it means Christopher, but you know,
Topper.
Yeah, so T-O-P-R.
That's hectic.
But I actually got out of graffitiing when I was like 18 because I told the boys, I'm like, bro, once we're 18, bro, I'm out, bro. Like, because the law started getting a bit more stricter and stuff like that. So I didn't want to, you know, have some sort of criminal record for just graffitiing, you know what I mean? So, but I got the name from Feezy. We both like the rapper Lil Wayne, so like Weezy.
Oh yeah.
But I just needed a nickname, bro, and like you just kind of just, you know, attached to me, and everybody.
We all need a nickname, eh? Yeah, I've been begging for Yaz to give me one, but I don't know.
I heard you got heaps of nicknames.
I've got a few, but none of them are appropriate. So,
but yeah, that's how I got my name, Kreezy, and then Kreezyvisions. Actually had a couple of names before I started the business. It was like Kreezy Photo. Fucking, I don't know, some
tacky ones.
Yeah, some tacky gay names. But then JJ actually goes, fucking, why don't you go with Kreezyvisions? It kind of rolls off the tongue. So yeah, bro, I think it suited me. You know, I always had the vision for everything, and you know, had that tunnel vision for it. So yeah, Kreezyvisions, bro. That's how I got the name.
I actually didn't know that was how your name came about.
Yeah, bro.
So obviously, you know, there's no hiding what you do here. You're the pioneer behind nearly all our campaigns and everything visual we do here. You're our visual director. You know, you got a team underneath you here. How did you even come about, like, Geedup? How did that, you and Paco, kind of meet?
Yeah, bro. So Geedup, bro, like, I fucking loved the brand, bro, straight up. Like, when they first came out, they had a Parastore. I think it was, like, Crooks or something. I can't remember. I can't remember the actual name, but I used to always see it around, and I used to follow Paco on Instagram. I was like, fuck, bro, I want to be like this guy, bro. He had the tattoos, he had the lifestyle that I wanted, and you know, I just really wanted to meet him. But I just think with the Geedup name and the Geedup energy that they were supporting, like Western Sydney, I was really attached to that. Just seeing like the whole kind of street culture to it. So that's when I first laid my eyes on Geedup, and they had the Parastore back then. I used to always walk past it, and I was like, fuck, I need to pick up a piece. And I actually picked up one of the first bomber jackets. It was the one with like all the Geedup logos, had the gold zipper on it. It was my favorite jacket. And I used to always wear it at the vape shop. And JJ goes, bro, I know Paco. I'm like, no, you don't. Fuck off. And he's like, no, I really do.
Is this the vape guy?
Yeah, JJ. Fucking JJ knows everybody straight up. Bro. And JJ's like, bro, we can go link up with him, bro. I'm like, nah, that's bullshit. He's like, nah, I'll call him right now. So he full messaged him, and he's like, yeah, come through.
Oh, you called him on the spot?
Yeah, JJ just called him on the spot, and he's like, yeah, come through. He goes, yeah, well, my mate Kreezy wants to meet you. So yeah, tell him to come through. So we actually pull up to the Surrey store. This is when Parker had the Surrey store.
Is this that day he makes the call?
Yeah.
Fuck.
And then I go in there, and I fucking see Parker. I'm like, fuck, bro, it's Parker, man. Like, I was full starstruck, bro. And like, you know, like, it was just like a quick connection, like just boys, stuff like that, you know, just chatting.
You don't want to overplay your hand. Yeah, when you meet someone, you just kind of like...
You want to be like that fucking little fanboy.
Yeah.
Like, who the fuck's this cunt? But I was in there, and we had our dogs at the time. We were all just having a chat, having a yarn, and then I had my camera with me, and I was just doing the slide videos, you know, like of the store. And I was like, fuck.
You knew you were gonna whip up some mad shit.
Like, I need to fucking impress this cunt. Like, I really want to fucking get into Geedup. So I edited the video the same day, posted it on my Instagram.
You even got a same day edit, bro.
Yeah, posted it up, and Parker reposted it. It's like, bro, this is fucking man. I was fucking wrapped, bro. You know what I mean? So I think that was the first time I met Parker, and then ever since.
Was it one of those like, yeah, this is mad. If you ever need any more, bro, just let us know.
Yeah, it was one of those DMs, bro. And I was like, fucking mad, bro. And I was like fucking waiting for him for a whole week to get back to me. But yeah, finally got back to me, and he's like, bro, let's just shoot more content. And yeah, ever since then, bro, we kind of kept that relationship.
What year is this, bro? Like, you remember?
Bro, it would have been like 2019-ish, I would say. Yeah, 2019, 2020. But yeah, around that time, bro, yeah.
They've gone from, these 30-second movies. Well, they're still the same length, but they've gone from these, few shots to now these big productions.
Nah, for sure. Nah, like, I think the first time around when Parker actually called me in to shoot for Geedup, it wasn't too crazy. It was your typical, like, campaigns that you just see now these days, where it's just on a rooftop, just shooting, like, B-roll, like, kind of like more lookbooks back then. But I think when it was... I would say when the revamp happened with Geedup, because Parker kind of took like a little hiatus and he came back. When Parker came back, he's like, I want to come with a different energy. I want to come back with something just straight out of the park that nobody's seen before. And I think Parker had this vision of just putting the street brand not in the street anymore, where it's more like higher end campaigns. So I think our first big campaign was fucking got a camel, bro. It was like in the middle of the desert. I remember that, yeah, and it was like TK and Benny that was working with us at the time. And we were just in the middle of the desert, and I don't know, in the middle of Whoop Whoop somewhere. It was like a 3-hour drive, and we just he's like, yeah, I got us a camel, and I got us like dune buggies to put in the middle of the fucking desert. What the fuck? And I think that's when we knew like we're gonna start making noise now, doing kind of campaigns like this. And as you guys have seen, it's just been fucking movie after movie after movie, and I think eventually, man, like we're gonna start having like big movie sets, hopefully.
Yeah, but I think that's the way it's going.
Yeah, bro. But like, I think for what we have now and for what we're doing now, it's crazy, and I think we're kind of trying to pioneer that that type of style of content, and I think bringing that cinematic element to streetwear has really changed the game for us. So. Yeah, man, I'm fucking super blessed that we have these types of budgets that we can do now, and yeah, bro, who knows what's gonna come next, bro? Straight up.
What's been your favorite campaign so far, bro?
My favorite campaign so far will probably have to be our New Zealand one, bro. I think having that, I think the whole overall experience, bro, was crazy. You know, we're on a fucking rap Geedup plane, like we're on fucking top of like one of the highest mountains in New Zealand. Just even getting everything up there was crazy. Like we had to actually fly the June bug up to the mountain.
Yeah, they had it hanging on the bottom. Yeah. I was like, fuck, that was
we had
scary,
like,
bro.
I think it was like 3 or 4 dogs. Like they were
tucked
like
in the boot,
tucked in the side of the boot. Like it was crazy. But I think that was probably one of our biggest campaigns, and it was a very successful one. All the boys killed it. Like if you guys really seen how long it took us to shoot that campaign, it actually wasn't that long.
It wasn't. I was actually surprised. Like we were in and out of there, bro.
Yeah, like honestly, we flew up there, shot there for like 20 minutes, and then flew back down. It was just a wrap. Like, I think that's the beauty about us, bro. Like, yeah, we come in with like a solid plan, but when we get there, things change. And there'll be sometimes where Parker will be like, "Here's a garment." We rock up on set. What are we doing? And it just turns out to become a banger. And I think that comes to us as being a team. You know, everybody in here has a good role to play, and I think we all kind of just feed off the same energy, and I think that's the beauty about working at Geedup, bro.
Speaking about things changing on the spot, is it like that? Like, obviously, as a creative, is it important to have that dynamic where you can just, you know, like, I'm sure you rock up to music videos or gym shoots, car ones, and I'm sure, you know, you rock up and they just go, I don't know, man, you do your thing. Is it important to be able to be on your toes? Yeah,
of course. I think as a content creator, like for the first 3 years, you don't know what you want to be. Because as a content creator, you know, there's a content creator actually, right? So I'm a content creator, but I like to call myself a director as well. So there's content creators. You can be a director. You can be a director of photography, which is just a guy that just shoots with cameras. You can be an AC who just like helps the cameraman. So there's all these different roles in this fucking big world of content creation now. But I think having that type of mindset, it's hard to have. I don't think every content creator has it, in my mind. I feel like some content creators can shoot mad content, but they don't have the creative direction to make it look cool. And I think if you were to put, like, say myself in a position where it's like, what are we going to do today? I already have like heaps of ideas in my head, but there will be another content creator be like, fuck, I don't know. Do you know what I mean? So I think it's something that you can work on, but some people just have it, bro. And I think people just that have that kind of creative juices, they just have their mind flowing every fucking time, bro. You know what I mean? They always have some sort of idea, and I think those are the special ones, bro. Like the guys that just have fucking ideas flowing every fucking second. And I think having that sort of mentality on set is what's going to make you a very fucking successful content creator, bro. So yeah.
Because I have a like a weird, I wouldn't say it's weird, but I just had a question about, you know, content creation between photography and videography. Like, to me, it's, you know, from the outside in, it's similar to me. If you can shoot a photo, you can take a video. But obviously now when it, like, you know, when we use some of the best, and someone like, nah, I only do photo, or nah, I only do video. Is there such a big difference in there? Or does it, when it comes to that finer detail, there is a big difference?
I think the similarities between photography and videography is, I would say, composition and maybe framing, stuff like that. But bro, they're two different mediums, bro, to be honest.
So it's full total different.
Yeah, like I feel like with a photo, like a really good photographer can take a fucking mad flick, but there's a whole backstory to it. When you look at it, you're like, fuck, there's a mad story behind that. Or there can be, you can have like a guy that just takes iPhone pics, but there's no meaning to it. You know what I mean? So I feel like say James Joel, for instance, he's one of our photographers here. When he takes his photos, when he edits his pics, it's not like I'm gonna slap on a fucking preset and it's done. James would fucking take hours on just one fucking photo. And when he posts it and when you see it, you see the hard work and dedication he took to that photo and why he put the model like that, or why did he put this specific object there. There's like heaps of photographers that do that. There's always some sort of meaning. It's a form of art, you know what I mean? When it comes to video, telling a story is like the main part. You know what I mean? You can shoot, some guy can shoot a picture of shoot a video of a vape, but it has no meaning to it. But then some guy can shoot a mad video of a vape and there's a full-on like deep meaning to it. You know what I mean? So, yeah, I think story and composition and framing is where the similarities kind of stay with photography and videography, but there's obviously a bigger picture in both mediums, bro. So
in storytelling, or like,
so I feel like video is more storytelling. Yeah, photo can be more storytelling, but then it just comes up to the creative, bro. Like, and I think that's the beauty about being a content creator, because everybody has a different mind. Like you can't teach your mind.
Yeah,
I mean, you can't.
They just see things different.
Yeah. You can't teach what you see. People can copy. It's cool. But
it's just never the authentic one, though.
Yeah, like you're always going to be the authentic one.
Yeah,
and I think everybody has that, but you just gotta tap into it, bro. So yeah,
that's mad. So you know, my first introduction of Kreezy or Kreezyvisions, so to say, was, you know, early days on YouTube. Pretty sure I was in high school still, but I can't really remember. But I just remember watching on my phone. You know, shooting the Hooligan Hef's Guilty video, you know, getting around there. And it was kind of when nothing else was on. Well, not that I saw anyway. And that's why I say that you kind of pioneered the music thing. Was there anyone else at doing the same thing as you?
Yeah, there was actually. There's a content creator called Maxed Out Films. He's not doesn't shoot content anymore. He doesn't shoot video anymore.
Shout out Max.
Shout out Max, bro. He's a legend. His real name's Dennis. But
exposed you, bro.
shout out to Maxed Out. He was doing videos before me, like music videos before me. I was only doing the content creation back then, but I've always wanted to do a music video, and my opportunity actually came up. And my brother at the time was working at a gym, and he knew Hef's brother, Hugo. And Hugo hit up my brother, and he was like, "Oh, can you tell Kreezy if you shoot a music video for Hef's?" I didn't know Hef's at the time, bro. Like I knew his brothers and stuff, but I didn't know Hef's was like a rapper.
Did you know his music at all? No.
Nah.
Yeah.
I didn't know.
This was some of his early stuff too.
I wasn't really tapped into the Aussie scene. Like all I knew was like Hilltop Hoods and like, you know, all them guys. You know what I mean? And
Delta Goodrum. Man.
Yeah. And so that opportunity came up, and I was like, yeah, fuck it, I'll do it, bro. Like, you know, I don't even know how to start a music video. Like, I was like, fuck, I'll do $500, bro. Let's see how I go. Like, I was fucking nervous, bro. So Hef hits me up and he goes, "Hey, bro, yeah, we want to shoot this music video. It's in the middle of Doonside." And I was like, fuck, Doonside? Like, the fuck? Like, which side of Doonside is like, oh, the train station side. I was like, fuck, like growing up there, like you just know, like, fuck, it's
that's
pretty
a no-go.
shifty area,
Yeah.
you know what I mean? So I was like, yeah, whatever, bro, let's do it.
So you're shooting like this, looking
you got any ideas? And he's like, nah, bro, let's just rock up and let's just try and make something. I was like, yeah, sweet, whatever. So fuck, the day came and I was like, fuck, what do I bring to a music video? You know what I mean? And I didn't have a team then. I was by myself.
Oh, it's just you?
Yeah, so you know, I call up JJ.
Oh, fuck.
I'm like, oh, JJ, bro, I'm shooting a music video. Can you come through? He's like, yeah, bro, I'll come help you.
This guy's a pioneer, bro. I want to meet this guy.
Yeah, you have to meet him soon, bro. And so that day, I actually fucking went hard out. I went and hired a fucking generator, a smoke machine, like, didn't have no lighting, nothing like that. So I rock up to Doonside. I'm walking around with me and JJ looking around, what the fuck's going on? Where are these guys? And then all of a sudden you see like 2 cars pull up and there's like 10 deep of them. I'm like, what the fuck? They come out of the car, what's up, bro? My name's Kreezy, this stuff. I'm Hefs. I meet the whole crew. About to shoot, I'm like, fuck, I don't have a fucking Bluetooth speaker, bro.
Oh, shit.
What are we gonna do? He's like, oh, fuck it, we got it, boys. One of Hef's mates pulls up in the Commodore, opens the door and just pumps the music through the Commodore, bro. And yeah, we just found the Telstra, these 3 Telstra phone boxes, which is fucking iconic now. And just put the fucking smoke machine through there so you can just see like a bunch of smoke.
Well, the car's playing. You got to leave the car on because you know when the battery dies, bro.
The car's on and like we're just shooting and the people are just like, what the fuck's going on? Because nobody was really shooting music videos back then. But I actually got inspired by Maxed Out. He was doing like a lot of like Elijah Yo and like most of like the Polynesian guys that was still doing rap videos. It was still like the American accent and stuff, but I was very inspired by him to do music videos. So I kind of fed off his energy, kind of looked at his videos, see what he done, and see what I can make out of it. And yeah, bro, that video became a fucking success, bro. It was a Not Guilty video, and yeah, it kind of put me on the map.
A couple millies now,
yeah,
bro.
I think it's on like 3-4 mil. I don't know, maybe a bit more, but yeah, I just kept ties with Hefs throughout.
Shout out to those sort of Hefs, bro.
Yeah, shout out to Hefs, bro. And yeah, bro, the music scene just blew up, bro, and it's crazy to see all these new rap groups and all these new artists come out, and you know I'm super proud to see where it first started, where it was just me and Maxed Out, to seeing like all these content creators come out and seeing like,
because it seems like they just come out of the woodworks, eh?
Yeah, and I feel like me and Maxed Out, and shouts to Aaron Bull as well, like we kind of like pioneered that circle for content creators to shoot music videos for all these artists coming out now, and I think it was just the right time, the right place. And you know, I've done like, I would say 200 plus music videos now, bro. And I've worked with nearly every artist.
Is it hard to say no, bro? Because I'm sure you would have got...
At the time,
like I'm sure after, you know, the scene actually went into overdrive for a bit, you would have got a lot of...
I think throughout the first and second year, I always said yes to everything. And it was like just a crazy ride, bro. Like, because I got to be more creative. Because I feel like when I shoot content creation for like brands, like it's very set in stone, like you have to do it this way. But when it comes to music videos, you can do whatever the fuck you want, bro. Yeah, it's free reign. Like you can be as unique as you want. You can build stories, and I see them as like little movies, bro, in a sense, where it's training my mind and it's training my skill set to get to that bigger picture of shooting movies. And yeah, bro, I just find it crazy, bro, how it started all then 2019, 2020, to see it now. It's like, fuck, bro. And shout outs to everyone that's doing it, bro. Shout outs to all the artists, bro. Like all the music that's coming out is fucking crazy. Just getting better every year. And shout outs to all the artists I work with.
It's just good that we actually have a scene now for me, I reckon.
100%.
And yeah, like you said, man, obviously you can't go past, you know, bringing up the Australian scene and the music stuff without, you know, the likes of your name and Max coming up in that thing. But speaking back on the movie thing, no bias, but like, you know, Who's Real for me was like, was literally, you know, like obviously, you know, with Mus and seeing how I know what he's like, and he's, you know, likes to be really hands on. But for me, that was just like everyone, you know, put everyone on like, you know, on alert that we're here, you know what I mean?
100%. I think the first time I met Mus, I heard he just got out. And I met him actually at a show once, and I was like, "Who the fuck's this guy, bro? Like, this guy looks very scary," you know what I mean? But when I met him, he's a very, very nice person, bro. Like he's, you know, he's down to earth guy. We actually met at the set that we were supposed to shoot at the jail at the Parramatta one, and he's like, "This is the set, bro." And I was like, fuck, I get to work with all this, bro. Like, this is crazy. Me and the boys, me, Kevin, and all the Swano boys were like, wow, this is mad. Like, what are we going to do with it? And we didn't really have a plan. Like, but Marcy's very, I would say, he's a perfectionist.
Yeah.
And
Very, very
yeah, and he had this fucking whole vision, and he was teaching us about like the jail life and stuff like this. And I'm like, fuck, bro, this is all crazy. Like, I think we should shoot it. And it ended up becoming like a 2 full-blown day shoots, bro. Like, it was like we only had a book for the one day, but we shot for like, I think it was like 12 hours straight, bro. And then I was like, bro, I think we need a second day. And he's like, yeah, fuck, I'll call him, we'll get him again. So we did like another, I think we did another 6 to 8 hours. And the video wasn't supposed to be pieced out like that, like the way it came out. And I was just too hyped because it was just like, fuck, I got to shoot in the jail. Like,
From the moment that drone hits the top, boom,
bro,
and I'm like, fuck.
I didn't even know. Like, and it comes back to what you were saying. Like, when you come to shooting, like, what do you do? I think for me, like, my creative juices just like clicked. Like, it was just like, fuck. Like, I get to do something with this now. And I went home that day, and I was like, yeah, I'll make you a trailer, bro. The trailer's only supposed to be 30 seconds. But the trailer ended up becoming like a full-blown movie, 1 minute and 20 seconds or something like that. And the response we got back from it was fucking crazy.
It was everywhere, bro.
And I was like, what the fuck did I just create? You know, and I was telling the boys, I'm like, bro, I think we fucking did something crazy, you know what I mean? And yeah, bro, that video is a success as well. I think it's on the millions too. But yeah, bro, like, shout out to Marcy, man. And
Shout out Marcy,
just
bro.
seeing his
Freedom.
mindset and, you know, seeing who he is as a person, down to earth person, and the way he was. Yeah, bro, it was a crazy experience, bro. And I think Who's Real was probably one of my biggest hits. And yeah, man, super blessed to.
It was a full production, that thing, eh?
Oh, bro, like I said, bro, we didn't know what the fuck we were doing, bro. Like, we were still fresh to the scene.
These angles, bro. I remember sometimes, like, you know, because we were living together at the time, and he's waking me up. I was, bro, what about this? And he's pulling those little zooms through the glass, and he's like, no, let's see how this. And then someone's walking through the gate, and you know, all those shots. And like, I'm just glad it worked out for him. But obviously, with those, you know, a couple million views in your pocket now, you would have had a few plaques now.
Yeah, bro. Fuck.
How does the system work, bro? How many plaques you got? Let's flex on them, bro.
I think I've got 6 at the moment. I got 3 more coming.
Fuck.
I got 3 more coming from Kenyon Brown.
6 at the moment with 3 more coming, bro. Look at that.
Yeah, but like, it was crazy to get my first plaque, bro.
What was your first plaque, bro?
My first plaque was the Rover Remix one. And crazy story about that one. For Rover Remix, it was my first time working with Warner Music. And Warner Music is a big like music label. Like, most of the artists now that are from Australia are getting signed by them. So for us, it was a big opportunity. We're like, fuck, we finally get to work with Warner Music.
Well, you getting signed as a creative?
No. Like, artists were getting signed.
Working. Oh, yeah, sorry, yeah.
But like, just working with that company was a big deal for us. And I was telling the boys, like, fuck, this is it, boys. Like, we got Warner Music on our backs now. And shout out to Ziggy. Ziggy is the one that fucking opened so many doors for me and the boys. And
I think for everyone in this scene, bro.
I think you know, everybody used to fucking, you know, shout us to Zig, bro, because like, he's a man, bro, straight up. But yeah, he gave us the opportunity to work with Warner. And then eventually the Rover Remix came up, and it was our first UK collab. I didn't know it was like going to be a big thing. I thought it was just going to be with the boys. And they're like, yeah, it's with this UK artist called Simba. I didn't know who Simba was at the time. I knew the song Rover Remix was popping off on TikTok and stuff at the time. And I was like, fuck, this is going to be massive. And then I told the boys, let's do a fucking whole green screen video. And they were down for it. Ziggy and Warner Music were like...
You have to paint the wall or some shit?
Yeah, so we painted fucking 2 days straight, I think. Yeah, we painted the walls 2 days straight. And then we shot the music video. And they were like, we don't like it. You're saying it. And I was like, what do you mean? So I had to fucking think of a whole new concept, bro. But lucky I knew all the boys that were in the clip. But then I had to fucking contact UK and be like, hey, we've gone with a new concept. Can you guys reshoot everything? Bear in mind, I only have 2 days to edit this, right? So we reshoot it. I call up Park. I'm like, bro, I need your Range Rover, bro. And he's like, I got you. You know, he's that guy. Like, oh, give us the cars, bro. Yeah, I got you.
I've seen his head prancing around there, bro. Yeah, 1-2 step.
And I was like, oh, you got to be in the video too, bro. And he started doing his little dance moves and stuff. But yeah, all kind of worked out. So we just went up to the Aero studio, got 2 Range Rovers, set up some nice lighting. And then the UK kind of matched the same footage, which was good. And it looked like they were both in the same place. And it looked like everyone's like, was Simba here? Like, what the fuck? I was like, nah, it was actually shot in the UK, but I just kind of made it all intertwined, which is cool. but editing that video, bro, fucking was a big headache. Like I was stressing. My computer was fucking like about to blow up, bro. Like effects weren't working. I was like running on a very tight schedule, and I was so stressed about it. Right, video finally drops, and I was still pondering about like how stressful I was stressed about it. I was like, oh, I don't know if it's going to turn out well, this and that. Then I heard it hit the fucking 1 million views. And I remember that day I was having a fucking really bad day, bro. I was at the point where I was editing something. I just fucking chucked my mouse. I was full crying, bro. I was like, fuck this. I want to quit. And the doorbell rings. Go to the door, and there's this big fucking square like package. I'm like, the fuck is this? Go to my bedroom, rip it open, and it just says presented to Kreezyvisions, platinum record, Raver remix, and I was just fucking like, it pulled me back into my place and saying like, fuck, like you're doing something good here, you're doing something right, and it was a representation of like my hard work, and you know, it was a super proud moment for me and the boys, you know, all the boys.
I think you're one of the first creatives to actually get it, right?
Yeah, I think at the time, bro, like nobody actually.
Like you used to just go to the artist, remember?
Yeah, I used to see like people from the UK and people from the US getting it, but I was like, fuck, hopefully one day I can get one of those, and yeah, it happened, bro. It was a fucking blessing, and yeah, it kind of put me back into the right mindset and the kind of the reason why I do it, you know what I mean? And it kind of, yeah, good representation saying like, fuck, all your hard work's kind of paying off now, and people can see that, and you know, it gave me another extra boost to just keep going, you know what I mean? Because yeah, bro, I really wanted to quit, bro. Then I was like, I don't want to do this anymore, like, yeah. But yeah, that's how I got my first plaque, bro.
Fuck, so you got plenty now in the stash now.
Yeah.
You know, going back to what you said about you know, being under the pump and the edits, and so you know, for a creative out there that's, you know, is already taking that leap, and you know, the work's starting to pile up. They've started to shoot for a shoe store, and then, you know, they pick up another gym job. Is there anything you can, you know, you want to give advice to, or you know, that they can break it down? How do you go by priorities? Is it biggest invoice?
Nah, for me, it's you just kind of got to let it flow, bro. At the time when I first started, I was actually doing jobs for money. I just wanted to build my portfolio. I think building your portfolio first is very, very, very important. But when you're building your portfolio, I think the number one tip I can give someone is be fucking unique, bro. Like for me, it was like right timing, right place. But the way I came out was, who's this guy doing all these crazy transitions and doing all these crazy edits? Nobody was doing that back then. You wouldn't see a gym video. It would just be very commercial, like very just like one flow, tripod shot. But for me, it was like crazy spins and crazy like transitions and stuff like that. And that's what made me unique.
You made it your own.
Yeah, so and I made it my own and made it like the Kreezyvisions way. And yeah, I think just being unique, being fucking your time, you know, the time you spend on your edits, like really take your time, don't rush it. Like sometimes when I edit, I can pop out edit in like 30 minutes or like an hour.
I've seen your fucking hands.
But then sometimes it's not the best work, right? So sometimes I sit on it, sleep, next day, you look at it, you're like, this is fucking trash. Like I want to redo it and make it 10 times better. So I think take your time on edits. Time management is very fucking important. I'm really shit at it, but like I think just recently my wife pulled me up on it, and she was like, you got to fix your time management, because sometimes I focus on other things and don't really focus on my craft and my work. And I think time management is super important. And just be careful of burnout. I think burnout is real. Like burning out, for me, sucks, bro. Like it happens to me like nearly every year, like maybe once or twice a year, and it comes.
You have a block or a period where you.
Where it comes. Sometimes you just have too much of a workload, and you're like, fuck, like this is too much. I can't do this anymore. You're trying to pump it out, but you can never reach the finish line. And sometimes you just go in, like, there'll be times where I go in my car and I just fucking scream.
Yeah.
That I have money, or I have too much work on, or like this edit is just not happening for me. And like sometimes you just need to fucking just vent it out. Yeah. Speak to someone, speak to a loved one, speak to one of the boys, or, you know, or just fucking scream off the top of your lungs and just sit there and just reflect, you know what I mean? I think, yeah, just be careful of burnout, because burnout can really like make or break you. 'Cause I've seen some content creators that have gone to that point where it's just bottled up, where it's like, I've done too much. I've done, like, this is not for me anymore. and boom, they just crack, and they're like, I'm finished, and they're good content creators, but now they're not doing it anymore because of burnout. So I think that'll be like my number one kind of tip. Just be careful of burnout. You know, take your time. Don't rush things. You know, don't let things overlap each other. Like, take it step by step, and eventually, like, you'll be a very successful content creator.
What are some things that you do to help yourself stay above the line? Like, you know, obviously, I know you like basketball outside of, you know, creation, but like, is there things, you know, you go, you know, I know the girls have their own pamper days. They get their nails done, you know, timed out. What's Kreezy's downtime like?
Well, for me right now, obviously big basketball, bro.
Yeah.
I was playing basketball all my life throughout, you know, since I was a kid till high school. Finally I lost touch. I lost it. Like, I stopped playing basketball for like 14 years. And just recently, one of my homeboys, Matt, shout out to Matt, he's the one that actually got me back into basketball, and I've been playing for basketball for 2 years now. I didn't realize how much it helped me to take a little micro break and just kind of just forget everything, just enjoy your time on the court and just play. You know
Somewhere you just escape, eh?
Yeah, it's just a good escape, good micro escape. And it actually helps me kind of get my creative juices flowing. You know what I mean? Like, me and you off camera were talking about it. Like, you go to the gym and sometimes you fucking think of a brilliant idea.
Oh, the most random's time, bro.
Yeah.
Just like,
So I think, having those little micro breaks help me. Obviously, every year as well, me and my wife usually take like a trip away, maybe once or twice a year, maybe 2-3 weeks. Sometimes that's all I need to kind of get like my boost back up. And sometimes when I'm on a holiday and it's like the last week of the holiday, I go to my wife and I'm like, fuck, I want to go back and just fucking work, bro. I'm ready, you know what I mean? So
on holiday, it's okay.
Yeah.
You know, still.
But yeah, bro. Like, I think micro breaks and taking breaks, and you know, sometimes just a little getaway, man. It helps you, bro. It helps you from that burnout situation, and just keeps your mind refreshed, bro. Every time, like, you always have to just turn it off for a bit, and it'll just click back on, bro. And then, yeah, bro. I think breaks are very, very important as a creative, bro. I think in everything in general too, business owners and stuff like that.
Just having like you know, something time away, or you know, another hobby to kind of you know, so you don't like burn out and stuff. What's you know, so obviously you know, once it's kind of said and done in a couple, whenever you're finished, is there anything that you kind of want to, you know, continue your legacy through, you know, for like tutorials, or I don't know, I'm not sure how you guys you would venture out.
Oh, for sure.
You want to teach and give back to the people?
No, for me, like, being a content creator for 7 years now, I've come to that point where I want to teach other creatives and like kind of show them my ways and my ropes of being a content creator. And I think I've shown that through my guys, like through the guys that work with me now, like Kevin, for instance. He actually works. He's actually
shout out Kev, bro,
doing the podcast right now. So Kevin is a perfect example. Like, I met Kevin working at a gym called BodyFit. I actually left, and Kevin actually replaced me. And I remember going there one time because they needed like 3 content creators or something like that. And Kevin was in there. He was just a young buck there, just with his camera and stuff. And I walked down the stairs, and Kevin's like, "Fuck, no way, you're Kreezyvisions, yeah?" And he's like, I'm like, "Yeah, bro, I'm Kreezyvisions, this, that." And he's like, "Fuck, I didn't know you were from Sydney, bro. I thought you were full American and stuff like that."
American?
Yeah. And I was like, "What the fuck, huh?" Like, but
he didn't think you were Burmese? No.
Nah. I thought he was filler when I first met him. But seeing Kevin working there, you know, I gave him tips and advice. I'm like, "Bro, like, use this as your playground and use this this workspace to build your profile and, you know, tap into your creative mind." And he actually took on that advice, and you know, we kept in contact. Eventually, Kevin left the gym, and I was like, "Bro, come work with me. I'll help you out." And I think, you know, showing at the time what I already knew and giving that advice to Kevin and seeing him grow to where he is today, it's fucking crazy, bro. And I think for me, seeing that and seeing that throughout the other boys like Kevin, Hayne, Dak, Acro, Delhi, like, they've all kind of just grown into their own, you know, their own content creator.
It's almost like a proud dad moment, bro.
Yeah, 100%. And
like
when I see that, it puts a massive
Yeah.
smile on my face. And I think that was the blueprint, like, to see it. Like, I was like, fuck, I've made a blueprint for these boys to be successful and for them to create their own business. And now they all have their own business names. They're all working for themselves. They all have people that
their
work
own
under
names,
them.
yeah.
Like, and it's like, fuck, like, I see what I was back then in them now, and like, yeah, we're still a tight knit group, and you you know, we always have support with each other. And for me to see that and leave that with them, like my legacy kind of still goes on throughout them, you know. And I think for me, to start teaching other content creators my ways and how I got to where I am today, like I feel successful. You know, I'm not a millionaire yet. I'm getting there. Like I'm on the way. I'm on the way to that. But I think people can learn from my stories. People can dodge mistakes from what I've been doing. You know, one of my main goals now, and one more thing that I want to leave in this world is kind of like I want to shoot my own movies. You know what I mean? Like proper movies. Like I want to get into the horror space. I want to shoot like my number one goal is to shoot a Freddy Krueger movie. And I'm chasing that, you know what I mean? Like, and I feel like I can get there. Like I've already done everything from music videos to commercials to all that. I think the next step for me is to take that big leap of faith and just fucking go Hollywood, bro, and just hopefully just to have one on my name, just one name of like on the credit of like Marvel or, you know, a Freddy Krueger movie. Like that's something I want to leave behind. And, you know, obviously I want to see my kids fucking be like, fucking dad did that and stuff like that.
I mean, I think that they would be like that now, you know. I mean, but obviously, I know how we are. It's like we just keep striving and striving and striving, and you know, we always just want to keep getting better and better each day.
Like honestly, bro, like I find it crazy when people come up to me just on the street and they go, "Wow, you're Kreezyvisions, man! Like you're the guys that done music videos." And like for me, sometimes when people go, "Oh, you're the music video guy," like I don't want to like. It kind of doesn't piss me off, but it kind of like annoys me because it's like. I don't just do music videos, man. Like
it kind of puts it's a bit shallow, don't you?
Yeah, like they put me in a box of like, oh, you did like Hef's videos, or you did like Kenyon Brown's videos, and this and that. Like, yeah, it's cool, and like it was a good time era for it to happen. But I want people to see me as, you know, a director, a content creator from the West that fucking just made it out, bro. You know, like Kevin, for instance, he's so young. Like I wish I was still his age and making the same money that I am making now. It's like, fuck, bro. And I think, teaching that to younger generation kids is going to make them, you know, very successful later on when they're like in the 30s, like myself, bro. Like, yeah, sometimes I wish I was fucking younger still, bro. But yeah, like.
Don't we all, bro?
Yeah.
I'm 21 this year. Nah. You know, obviously growing up from the West and doing something that is not usual, I guess, you know, away from the norm, do you get much hate? Or did you receive much about your videos, or, you know? Not really?
Not really, bro, to be honest, bro. Like, I kind of stick to my own lane, bro. Like, I kind of just stay away from the haters, bro. Like, yeah, there'll be some guys that hate you for, like, what you do, but it's just jealousy, bro. You know what I mean? Like, sometimes you just have to block them out and just be like, whatever. Like, yeah, I'll get those hate comments here and there, like, oh, look at this fucking... He's growing this, that. But it's just like you should never let it get to your head. Sometimes when you get to your head, you kind of just you take it on board and you just like it wrecks your path, bro. So sometimes I just block it out and yeah, bro. Like, but throughout my whole journey, no, not really, bro. Like I think I'm a very gentle, like
I know you're very
I'm very down to earth. Like I don't build around hate. Like it's all love from everybody. Like, but yeah, bro. Fuck the haters, bro.
Coming up as a freelancer, freelance photographer, videographer, whatever, there would have been times when you didn't have, you know, the income or the workload that you would have now, and there would have been times when, you know, might have been slim, and you and your partner were together. How important is it to have someone that, you know, was with you during the trenches to where you are now, and you know, she would have held the fort down for sure.
Crazy story, bro. K-Pops is the reason why I started videography. She's the one that actually pushed me to get out of my 9-to-5 job and do what I'm doing today. So, like,
shout out K-Pops.
Yeah, it's all cause of my wife, bro. She's the real boss, bro. She's the one that kind of like said, you know what, you should just leave your job and just do what you're doing. But it's been a crazy ride with her, bro. Like, she is like my number one editing critic. Like, she'll always be like, that's wrong, redo it. Like the client's not gonna like that, but sometimes you need that, you know what I mean? And I think having,
I feel like they're like they're the ones that, you know, love you the most, the ones that give you the, you know, out of love kind of
love stuff. Yeah, I think having that, bro, like it's very very important because sometimes you think you're doing the best work, but really it's not the best work. You know what I mean? And I think having that second pair of eyes, always like checking your work, always keeping you accountable for everything is good. And obviously having her support throughout burnout, throughout like the stressful times, it's super important. It doesn't have to be a partner. It can be like, you know, best friend.
Yeah, of course, yeah.
It can be like the people that you work with in the workplace. Like sometimes here, like I would talk to Parker, or I'll talk to you, I'll talk to anyone, Kevin, about some problems. And sometimes you just need that support system to kind of get you through it. Because as an entrepreneur, bro, it gets tough, bro.
I feel like it's a roller coaster, bro.
It is,
like
bro.
every day, even me till this day, man. Sometimes it's like, fuck, I can't do this, or I can't talk, or what's going on. You know, some days you're just constantly checking yourself.
Yeah, and I think like it's like mental health, bro. Like your mental health gets affected by being an entrepreneur. Like it's a lonely ride, bro. Sometimes, like, but you always got to remember you have a partner there with you that is going to support you till death, bro. You know what I mean? You got boys that will help you till death, and yeah, bro. I think having that kind of supportive system is super important, bro.
All right, so something I like to ask, you know, everyone that's on the podcast, you know, I like to ask this same question because, you know, for me there is no right or wrong answer. But do you think it was written for you, or do you think this was fate, or is this just something you went out and did?
I think for me, bro, honestly, I think it goes all the way back to my grandpa, bro. I think he's given me his talents, his knowledge, you know, his power to become a content creator. And I feel it all the time now. Every time I'm holding a camera, I'm like, I know grandpa's here with me.
That's mad.
So, but I think all the hard work and dedication was all through me, like throughout my mindset and stuff like that. I think I've always had that hustle ambition in me, like especially in high school. I used to always try to figure out a way to make money, and I think just obviously growing up in the West, you always have that same energy. Everybody's hungry. So yeah, but I think it all stems down from my grandpa to my hard work. Obviously, everyone that's been supporting me throughout the whole 7 years of my career. You know, I feed off that energy. I always want to make my parents proud, mum and dad proud, my brother proud, my wife proud. So I think it's just in my DNA, bro. It's just in my blood, and you know, I've always seen my brother too. You know, like we both have the same mindset. We always have that. I think it just runs in the family, bro.
Yeah, it's one of those things, eh?
Yeah, and I think it's just in my DNA, bro. So yeah.
So before we finish up here, bro, is there any you know, editing apps, hacks, or anything you want to pass on to the young creatives out there who, you know, like Kevin, were fanboying at Kreezyvisions?
I think for me, bro, it's just, first of all, my motto: be a risk taker.
Mad, yeah.
You know, just go for it. Don't be afraid to chase your dreams and chase your goals. I know it sounds fucking cliche and shit, but you know, just hustle your way through it. Another thing would just be networking is fucking very, very important. I think for me, not networking around like meeting JJ, meeting Parko, meeting all these other big business people, like it really put me in the right mindset where I needed to be as an entrepreneur. So networking is a very important key to being successful.
And being able to work with, like, find like you're so easy. Like
100%. Yeah.
I've seen you when I'm with Mussy or with Pack, and it's just like, yeah, sweet, bro, we can do that. Yeah. Whereas if you had someone who was a bit, you know, anal or like didn't want to do this, it's like they don't really get recommended. But like on top of what you're saying about networking, also being easy to work with is good too.
I think for me, one of my big keys as well is I'm super patient. Like even though times will get hard, like patience is fucking key, bro. Like I can have like the worst client, but I'm still super patient with them, and you're still just chasing the bag, bro. You know what I mean? Like for me, just chasing the bag and fucking just being always motivated, always going, always having the fucking wheels turning is super important. And fucking YouTube's your best friend, bro. I didn't study to become a videographer.
Yeah, so you never done business school, nothing?
I didn't do business. I didn't do anything, but it all came back to networking and just
YouTube graduate.
Yeah, just fucking grinding the fucking amount of hours on YouTube, bro. YouTube tutorials was my best friend, and even to this day, I still use it. And just being in the same crowd, the same people, like just being around them, learning off them, ghosting them, like being their shadow on set, really helped me to what I am today. So yeah, those are some of the tips I can give away for some content creators. You know, I'm always out there to help them, so feel free to reach out. You know, I'm always down to help. I'm always on my DMs, always replying to everybody. You know, I'm not one of those guys that just be like, leave you on scene, stuff like that. So I'm always down to help someone, and Yeah, bro, always puts a smile on my face to see other content creators trying to get it, bro, like me, bro. So yeah.
So yeah, man. So that will wrap it up for us. Once again, brother, thanks for your time.
All good.
You know, it's a pleasure always, you know, seeing you here live doing your thing, and I'm sure a lot of people out there will, you know, gain a lot of knowledge and want to dive into this podcast. So thanks again for your time, bro. I can't wait to get some more movies done this year, bro.
We got it, bro. Let's get it.
Cheers, brother.
Cheers, bro.